out. I'm gonna get some coffee. I'm gonna get some coffee and talk to people. Hey, I got a mirror on my passenger door. When you're backing in, make sure you don't hit it. Huh? This is a brand new 2019 model or 2020?
2020.
A 2020 truck. I got a question. On the very front of your bumper here, is that where that radar thing is that goes beep, 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 beep every time a car gets close to you?
Yeah.
You know what's nice about my truck?
You don't have it?
I don't have one. So this is no ordinary driver. This is a friend of mine. We worked together for what, about 10 years local driving?
Yeah.
About 10 years local driving around the state of Florida. This is like his second day out on the road as a real truck driver.
Easier.
You know how nice it is to have somebody else get the door? It is so cool to see another truck driver that I actually know out here on the road.
But just in a
Yeah, so he just got this truck. He just came back out over the road. I'm just moving his mirror for him. If he can get in his damn truck. This is his first trip back out on the road. Good? Up? This way? Perfect? That's how I do it. But back in the day, I got both of my sons CDLs. So Nicholas and Gio, I got them all out here. So it was me and the two kids driving. They had their own trucks. And then he was out here. And so like every time driving across the country, there would be those times where we could stop, all of us take up a restaurant table, chat and have fun. But my one son passed away. My other son lost his CDL. He had to go local. And now, here it is, what, 5 years later? 6 years later? Now he's back out here. So slowly getting the crew back together out on the road. Not bad. Yeah, after sitting down and catching up inside the restaurant, leave him back in his truck, and I noticed this. One of these days, this is going to be me. I'm not going to be at a truck stop in my truck. I'll be in my RV. This one looks about the same age as mine. This looks like it's a mid-90s, late 90s model. Unbelievable. It's like 78 degrees. I know it looks cloudy and everything outside, but it's like 75, 78 degrees. Every truck is idling their motor. There's no reason. Just crack your window, leave your windows down, let some fresh air in your cab. But there must be 300 trucks behind me and every one of them sitting here idling. I can't do that. Fuel's too expensive. You know what we might do today, Kat? We might talk to other drivers on camera. Let's get over our fear of talking to other drivers. Some of you may be asking yourself, Rick, what are you doing back home? What are you doing inside your motorhome? I had to come to Florida for a specific reason, and I'll let you guys know in another vlog that I just recorded. And as I'm having troubles, guys. I did something extremely stupid. You'll see. It's coming this week. But anyway, so yeah, I stopped in the last couple clips. I stopped and visited with a friend. Really didn't record much video, but it was kind of cool to see him back out on the road. It's been years. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't able to go over the road anymore. Got a couple tickets or something. Lost his privileges of driving over the road after years and years. Now finally everything's back together. First trip out. It was cool. And what's great is when you can meet up with people that you know from home out on the road.
Me and my kids and him and Eugene used to do it all the time. We used to just stop and eat, and everybody would go their separate ways, and eventually we'd meet somewhere else in the country. It was pretty cool. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Today is a Nomadic Monday after all, so I have to get to what I got to be doing, which is reading some comments. Just going to go through a few of them, make it a normal Nomadic Monday. That's what I'm supposed to do. All right, so last week's Nomadic Monday video, Dustin Porter writes, "Be careful, buddy." I don't know, being careful about maybe going back to work. Yeah, hey, safety first. James writes, "Another amazing Nomadic Monday." I appreciate it. I'm kind of digging these Nomadic Mondays. I just don't know how to continue doing them. Should I do video in front like I do on this video? Should I add something else to it? I don't know. So Nomadic Mondays is still new to me and to you guys. Ryan Daniel writes, "I love Leesburg." Someone gots to, I guess. No, I like Leesburg too. Leesburg's great. Villages suck. Leesburg's good. Eventually Leesburg will become, it's going to change its name to the Villages anyway. Same with Wildwood, Oxford, all the little towns along Highway 301 are all not their names anymore. Like Oxford's not Oxford, it's the Villages. And it's going to end that, and they got plans to go all the way down about 20 miles down to Bushnell, Florida. They're already tearing up the cow pastures going that way. Eventually the Villages is going to stretch from a couple counties up all the way down to Bushnell, Florida. And they're just taking over. It's not, the Villages suck. Like I said, Leesburg is cool though. Let's see here. Come on down. Kevin Cole writes on Nomadic Monday, "I like it. Do it when you can." That's because I was asking, should I continue doing Nomadic Mondays? And I do it when I can. I definitely will. I do enjoy it. Nathan Whitaker writes on my Epcot date night video. Now, that wasn't clickbaity. I actually did take 2 girls out, 2 friends, and we went out to dinner and stuff like that, and had ate around the World Showcase at Epcot. It wasn't a traditional date night because it wasn't like, hey, you want to go on a date tonight? Hey, let's go. I'll throw some food down your throat. We'll have a good time. It wasn't that kind of date. It was just 3 friends going out for dinner. But since I don't go on date nights, I considered it a date night, damn it. I'm allowed to do that. Let's see here. A3RO Dynamic 111. I'm sure the A3RO Arrow, the 3 is backwards, so that's what it's supposed to be. Aerodynamic 1111 writes on my Halloween Horror Night video, "I went there twice this year. One time I was RIP, which is the only way to go, especially nowadays. And the other was Express Pass, which is what I did this year just to test it out. I don't like Express Passes. RIP is the only way to go. But RIP, the Rest in Peace package, where they feed you and stop by private bars and all this stuff, they were having problems with that this year. I was talking to some friends that were cast members and some cast members that weren't friends and people I didn't even know, and they were explaining that even the RIP people, a lot of the later groups that let out, like say you had an 8:30 arrival, you were leaving to go out with your group at 8:30 in the evening, we're not able to do all the houses, even with a guided tour. They way oversold it. But he wrote through HHN this year, "It was awesome. The best house was the Graveyard Games. So if you can do it again, hit that one first, definitely." Yeah, we hit all of them. We missed one house. We got almost every house in, and the show, Academy of Villains. The only reason to go is Academy of Villains. You guys could check out my video on that. Only reason to go. But hit every house except for, I believe, Graveyard Games. If that was the one over by Barney, where one was Universal Studios Monsters, and then the house right next to it, whatever that house next to it was, is the one we missed. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. They stopped letting people in line. That sucked. James writes, Rick, I hope you have an amazing date. It was a blast. I actually went 2 nights in a row. First night I recorded video, had to delete stuff, and ended up deleting the entire file. So it was really good that the girls wanted to go back out for a second night, for a second date, if you will. Dustin Porter writes, have fun. I did. Thomas Moorhead wrote on my Village video where I went to go see Rob Zombie talking about the fishbowl and the idea of we're making a movie. Got a couple, I'm going to run some ideas past you with my fishbowl idea here in the future. Right now I got things swimming around inside this fishbowl, and I'm doing some stuff with this, with some other people, with professionals, possibly going to get this thing made. But, you know, so you do the film slams, you do the little festival, film festival things. But then what I think a cheaper way to go would be to crowdfund it and make a movie for YouTube, a YouTube movie. You go through YouTube and there's a lot of movies that are created and shown only on YouTube. I don't know where you could get financial return from that. Maybe someone in Hollywood will see the movie and go, hey, we should make a full-length feature of that. Maybe that's how it goes. I don't know how things work. But Thomas wrote, I'm moving to the Villages next year. I can't wait. Oh, I guess, why move to the Villages? No reason. You know what the Villages are to me? It's a living cemetery. All the older folks come down to Florida, move into the Villages, and they die. It's just a place to come pre-death. It's pre-cemetery. It's the living cemetery before you go to the regular cemetery. Avoid it. Let's see here. On my oh God, what video is that? What video was that he wrote on? First world problems. I hate doing laundry. And I just hate it. It takes forever. I procrastinate forever and ever and ever. Finally, eventually do it. Dustin Porter wrote, I can't use bleach, but I hate washing clothes. And then Nikki J, Theme Park Hipster. I downloaded your application on iOS on my iPad. I don't have any other iOS devices. I do have an iPad. So I downloaded Theme Park Hipster in the Apple store. It's great. I love the application, but it's meant for cell phones and not tablets. So like it only takes up the center part of the screen. So I don't know who created the application for you, but see if they can't make it to where you can press it and fill out a bigger screen like this, because the application's great. She writes, I've won on my date night video where I took the girls over to the Coral Reef restaurant at Epcot. I've wondered if I should give seafood restaurant at Epcot another chance. You know, there's so many better restaurants at Epcot than the Coral Reef. Now, they are changing up their menu. Actually, I have the very last menu. Can you see it just out of frame? Right there. That's a menu from the Coral Reef restaurant. They're getting rid of them. They're getting a whole new menu, whole new items, everything else. So this is it. I'm going to give it another chance once they get their whole new menu items and new menus in. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't. It was definitely overpriced, but when you're eating something like somewhere like that, it's more about the atmosphere than the food. Now the plating was beautiful. My mahi was overcooked a little bit dry, but it was tasty still. Yeah, there's just definite. You go to Italy when you go to Epcot. Go to China at the Nine Dragons restaurant before 5 p.m. See if Woody's working. Woody, like Woody Harrelson, and ask for Woody. Tell him you know me, and he'll seat you. He will totally take care of you. Get the hot pot stickers, or I think they're called pot stickers, the spicy pot stickers. Great. And if you want Italian food, go to Italy. because there is a lot better restaurants than the Coral Reef within Epcot. Kevin Cole writes, I understand the challenges of kids with challenges. I understand the challenges of kids with challenges. Talking about my daughter when I stopped to see her last week. Yeah, what's weird is every time I come home, she's worse. She's going to the doctor every single day, getting her infusion, the antibiotics all pumped into her heart. For a while there, she was really hopeful. She was like, I'm getting better, I'm getting better. About every 30 days when I come home, it's just worse and worse. Now she's almost paralyzed pretty much. She actually can't move. She was so happy. Last week, I think she walked like 5 feet. And she was excited. Because that's the furthest she's walked in a month. She was able, it took maybe an hour to walk that 5 feet, but she was happy about it. Yeah, so it's just progressively getting worse. That MRSA is nothing to mess with. And then once it goes septic in your spine, I don't know what they're going to do. Nanette writes, have a nice weekend, Rick. Drive safe and happy autumn. I actually seen some autumn colors starting in Tennessee, and then all the way Michigan is where they were really popping. The colors in Michigan were popping. Mobile Homestead RV writes, he has a YouTube channel. He's new to YouTube. He's trying to get that YouTube thing going. Hey, got my dates when I think he's out in Washington State or something. I don't know. I gotta check. Mobile Homestead. I'm not exactly sure where you are, but he says, hey, got my dates when I will be in Florida. 16th through the 20th, I will be in Live Oak. I was in Live Oak 30 minutes ago because it's right up the road. So yeah. Oh, okay. He's in California in November. So must be leaving California. He's in California now, I guess. So yeah, he's gonna be pushing it along, not doing a relaxing trip out here. Be safe. That's a long drive. Now, like when I leave Florida and I go to California, that's a 4-month journey for some. I mean, not in my tractor trailer, obviously, but in something like this where I'm paying for fuel, since I'm a 1,000 Trails member, it's 14 to 21 days here, 14 to 21 days there. And if there's like 1,000 Trails, like every 20 miles, it's going to take me a while to get out west. But at first I got to figure out how to generate revenue to do a trip like that. James writes, that was a very beautiful restaurant. It is. It's really cool. It's in the that used to be the world's largest aquarium, and then Atlanta, Georgia built theirs up there. But Living with the Sea, or Living Seas at Disney, which is now Finding Nemo, that used to be the biggest aquarium, and the restaurant is inside the aquarium, so it's pretty neat. James writes, Rick, you're so good to your daughter, and that was nice of you to buy them lunch for the guys working on your truck. You always take care of your mechanics. Anybody, your dispatchers, your boss, not in truck driving, just any job. If there's somebody higher than you, take care of them. You might need them one day. And that being said, that was the last comment for the week. Anyway, I still got a lot of Universal Studios videos in the can. Been kind of popping up Disney here, Universal here, kind of separating them so you don't get all Universal'd out, you don't get all Disney'd out, and you don't get all motorhomed out at the campground. So I'm kind of spacing the videos out. So throughout the week, it's not like a TV, it's not like Lost, where you're watching Lost and you can't wait for next week's episode. You don't know what's going to happen. And then the story takes a complete turn because they're showing stuff out of order. I'm showing stuff out of order. That's just how this week's going. I don't know why. As a matter of fact, one of my videos is totally out of order. I was at the Stranger Things store at Universal Studios, and I went ahead and shot and created the video backwards. So the very end of the video is actually the front of the video, and then you're watching it from the back of the video up to the front of the video. Because, Stranger Things upside down. It was a thought. It was just an idea. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. I have to get in downtown Orlando, deliver this load, and then come back tomorrow morning and knock out a bunch of stuff that needs to be taken care of because I got to go back out on the road. And because I screwed up, it's actually, if a cop pulls me over, I'm probably going to jail because I lost certain things. Not only that, I'm not going to be able to eat because I won't have access to my bank account anywhere out of the state of Florida because I lost certain things. So tomorrow's one of those replacing days. When you lose a little pouch that has all your stuff in it, you gotta try. It's okay if you're home every day, you can replace that stuff. But when you're gone 1,500 miles, you're leaving, trying to replace that stuff while you're gone. And as stuff starts to come in the mail back to your home and you're 1,500 miles away, you guys still got to get back here. Everything just takes so much time. So I got a lot of stuff to replace tomorrow. I'll take you guys on that adventure. But in the meantime, I'm out of here. Enjoy your guys' week. I love you all. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I will see you right here, on the next one. Peace out, everybody.